Hello everyone, so welcome to study room, and today we'll be discussing about asexual reproduction. So we did sexual reproduction in our last video. Sexual reproduction means fusion of egg and sperm, and later that leads to the production of zygote to embryo, embryo to fetus. So now we'll be learning about asexual reproduction. So what happens in asexual reproduction? This type of reproduction in which only a single parent is involved is called asexual reproduction. Here neither father nor mother, you cannot differentiate who is father, who is mother. So here only a single parent is involved. For example, budding and binary fission. So budding, we'll be discussing about budding here. Budding happens in yeast and in hydra. So in hydra, you can see this is hydra where a bud is developing here. But later grows well into further tentacles, and then in the fourth step bud detaches itself from the parent body and develops into a new organism, new hydra. So this is budding, where a buds develop and bud later differentiates into a new organisms. In case of asexual reproduction, the buds like hydra, organisms like hydra develops a bulge called bud. Another example is yeast. So in this is a yeast cell. There is a bud developing here, and then bud grows into a new bud. It further differentiates into further thickened bud. Then buds develop a bud chain. So this bud chain later detaches itself from the parent's body and forms a new organism. So this is about budding. Now we'll be discussing about binary fission. So the process of reproduction in which an animal reproduces by dividing into two individuals, known as binary fission. So here a single organism divides into two and produces two daughter cells. First nuclear division happens, then cytoplasmic division happens. I hope you remember nucleus is the guiding light of the cells or guiding torch of the cell. Cytoplasm is where all the cell organelles are present. So here we take amoeba. Amoeba has a nucleus. First nucleus is dividing. You can see nuclear fission or division. Later nucleus is divided into two, and then cytoplasm divides. So this cytoplasm later divides. See, here this divides and later splits into two daughter cells. So this is what binary fission is. Binary fission is different from the budding. In budding, we have organisms which is produced, and in binary fission we have two daughter cells. Now there is a third type, which is cloning. Cloning is the production of an exact copy of a cell, any other living part, or a complete organism. So clone means same exact copy of a cell is produced. For example, production of a dolly sheep. Dolly sheep is a very prominent example of clone, and dolly sheep survived. Later dolly sheep died due to developing a disease. So we'll see how dolly sheep was developed. So cloning, it was developed by Ian Wilmot and his colleagues Edinburgh, Scotland. It was developed in Scotland. So dolly sheep is a clone, was a clone. She is dead now. Cloning is an artificial method invented by man. It is an artificial method to produce organisms without sexual or asexual reproduction. So in order to why clones are generated, in order to protect any other species which is on the verge of extinction, to bring them from the verge of extinction to back. So they develop clones, or if they have to study something very specific in the clones or in the main organism, so they make clones for it. That is the exact copy of a cell or any living part, or even a complete organisms. So how cloning works? So here you can see white sheep and a black sheep. So in the white sheep, from the white sheep we extracted a cell, and from the black sheep we extracted donor egg, but we removed the nucleus from the donor egg. This is why we are calling, with the help of electricity, this is why we are calling it as enucleated cell. So the cell which we extracted from white sheep is later fused with the egg, enucleated egg from the black sheep. They both fuses and later develops into an embryo. Now this embryo further differentiates and produces black sheep with black lamb. These are clone of the organism, black or white sheep. So what we did, we extracted a cell from white sheep, we removed the nucleus of the egg extracted from the black sheep, we fused them, we developed the embryo. Then embryo is differentiated into a black sheep and a white sheep. So they further developed into a clone. So this was 3 methods of the reproduction, asexual reproduction, which happens outside, which do not involve the fusion of the egg and sperm cells, and it happens with the help of single parent. Even if one organism produce 2 daughter cells are produced in case of amoeba. So this was all about asexual reproduction. Thank you.